Hi, we're here with David Roland, President of the National Health Museum. David, what's the status of the museum?
We've been working closely with Carter for the past year to assess and track land possibilities at Centennial Olympic Park, which we think is one of the nation's great museum themed entertainment tourist venues. In fact, it may be one of the world's great themed entertainment venues. It's premature to talk about where we might end up, but our expectation is that we will be building at Centennial Olympic Park in the company of such great neighbors as the Georgia Aquarium, the World of Coke, the Center for Civil and Human Rights coming soon, and we hope the College Football Hall of Fame and others. We think that's a great critical mass of museum and themed entertainment operations where the tourism can be heightened, where traffic flow can be shared among the institutions, where the Georgia World Congress Center is going to bring hundreds of thousands of people to the neighborhood, and we just think it's going to be a fabulous location for everybody. The National Health Museum, which has been in Atlanta for the past year after moving from Washington, is operating on two parallel tracks. The Experience Museum, which is the physical component that will be located at the park, will probably be built in some sort of a phased manner. The first phase could take 3 or 4 years and would be something of an exposition. Think in terms of a World's Fair approach, where we would have the front piece, maybe the first third of the building, and then 3 or 4 years later would build the second third of the building, and finally the third third. We would hope within the next decade to have the entire component built out. We're also building a cyber museum in this age when raising the capital for large projects like ours is a little bit more difficult than it was in previous years. We're building out a virtual digital component that includes online websites, portals, digital tools. We've just launched an interactive touchscreen kiosk, which is the 3rd generation of devices of this sort, and we're going to be pilot testing it in South Georgia, working closely with the state of Georgia's Department of Community Health. And the idea is that we're going to be delivering health assessment and screening services to people who normally can't get that kind of information, and then pass them along to clinicians. So our idea, in the largest sense, at a very high altitude, is to create a national center of health and wellness in Atlanta. And the two components will be the virtual museum, which we're building now in these early years, and then a physical component that will probably be built in 3 phases that will become the world's only themed education complex. The architect, Moshe Safdie, and his team have some great ideas about how we can do this. BRC Imagination Arts is the builder and the designer of the exhibits that will go into the building, and we think it's going to be just one of Atlanta's treasures, and it will be built in the same location as all the other great treasures at the park, and we think it's going to be a great story long term for Atlanta.
All right, thank you for the update.